Ali MacGraw was more than just a Hollywood star. She was a cultural icon. From her unforgettable role in Love Story to her whirlwind romance with Steve McQueen, she captivated audiences with her beauty, talent, and undeniable screen presence. But behind the glamour, her life was filled with struggles, heartbreak, and reinvention. Join us as we explore the rise, fall, and remarkable transformation of Ali MacGraw, Hollywood's golden girl who walked away from fame in search of something greater. Ali MacGraw, born Elizabeth Alice MacGraw, on April 1st, 1939, in Pound Ridge, New York, grew up in a world that was far from the glamorous one she would later inhabit. Though she would become a celebrated actress and fashion icon, her early years were shaped by family secrets, emotional turbulence, and financial hardship, forces that would shape her resilience and independence in the years to come. She was born into a creative yet troubled household, one that seemed outwardly cultured, but was filled with unspoken tensions. Her mother, Frances Klein, was a talented commercial artist, and her father, Richard MacGraw, had also pursued art, having studied in Munich. Their shared passion for creativity was one of the few things that bound them together. Behind closed doors, however, their home was often filled with discord rather than harmony. Her father's early life had been one of abandonment and hardship. He had grown up in an orphanage in New Jersey, never knowing the warmth of a stable family. This early experience left deep emotional scars that manifested in anger, resentment, and a volatile temperament. He was a man of strong prejudices, and his bigoted views and unpredictable outbursts made home life difficult for young Ali. Later in life, she would recall him not with affection, but with fear and emotional distance, describing him as abusive and difficult. Yet one of the most defining aspects of Ali's early life was a family secret that lingered in the shadows, her mother's Jewish heritage. Frances was the daughter of Jewish immigrants from Hungary, Maurice Klein and Pauline Dunn, yet she never openly acknowledged this part of her identity. Instead, she concealed her Jewish background from Ali's father, likely fearing his prejudices and the potential conflict it might cause. For Ali, this meant growing up in a home where truths were hidden and tensions ran high. She lived in an atmosphere of secrecy and restraint, never fully understanding why aspects of her family history were whispered about, but never spoken aloud. It wasn't until much later in life that she discovered the truth about her heritage, an experience that added another layer of complexity to her already turbulent childhood. Despite their artistic talents, neither of her parents ever found financial stability. Their work in the creative field did not bring them great success, and as a result, the family constantly struggled to make ends meet. Unlike many Hollywood stars who grew up surrounded by wealth and privilege, Ali was acutely aware of what they lacked rather than what they had. Yet, even in the midst of their financial struggles, her parents ensured she received a strong education. She attended Rosemary Hall, an elite all-girls prep school in Greenwich, Connecticut, a place where many of her classmates came from wealthy, well-connected families. Though she received an excellent education, she often felt out of place, aware that she did not come from the same level of privilege as many of the other students. She later enrolled at Wellesley College in Massachusetts, one of the most prestigious women's colleges in the country, where she majored in art history. Though intellectually enriching, her time at Wellesley was also shaped by a sense of financial pressure and the need to be self-sufficient. She knew that, unlike some of her wealthier peers, she could not rely on family wealth or connections to secure her future. Coming from an artistic background, Ali naturally gravitated toward the creative industries, but she knew that she needed to work hard to carve out her own place in the world. Her first step toward independence came in the fashion industry, a field where her artistic eye impeccable sense of style, and striking beauty would soon set her apart. She landed a job as a photography assistant for Diana Vreeland, the legendary editor of Harper's Bazaar, a woman known for her sharp eye for beauty and trend-setting vision. Under Vreeland's mentorship, MacGraw was immersed in the world of high fashion, photography, and artistic expression, learning firsthand about the power of aesthetics and branding. From there, she took on a role as a fashion stylist at Vogue, where she worked closely with some of the biggest names in the industry. This was an era of transformation in fashion, with the 1960s bringing in a new wave of natural beauty, effortless style, and cultural rebellion, elements that MacGraw embodied perfectly. While working behind the scenes, her own natural beauty began to draw attention. Unlike many models of the time, who embraced heavy makeup, structured hairstyles, and overt glamour, Ali had a fresh, effortless look that was unique. She exuded a natural charm that felt modern, authentic, and different from the polished classic Hollywood stars before her. Soon, she was encouraged to step in front of the camera, and she began appearing in commercial advertisements. One of her most famous early appearances was in the Polaroid Swinger camera ad, an advertisement that captured her playful, youthful energy and made her face instantly recognizable. The commercial was widely seen, further pushing her into the public eye. This period of her life, though still early in her journey, was a crucial turning point. From a childhood marked by family secrets, financial struggles, and emotional hardships, she had found an escape through fashion and art. The world of fashion had given her a sense of purpose, a creative outlet, and the first taste of independence she had long craved. Ali MacGraw's transition from fashion to acting was almost accidental. While working as a stylist at Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, she was frequently surrounded by photographers, designers, and models. Her effortless beauty and natural charisma stood out, and it wasn't long before she was encouraged to step in front of the camera. Modeling in advertisements, including the iconic Polaroid Swinger camera commercial, gave her a taste of performing, but it was Hollywood that would turn her into a household name. In 1968, MacGraw made her acting debut with a minor role in A Lovely Way to Die, a crime thriller starring Kirk Douglas. Though her screen time was limited, it marked the beginning of a new chapter in her career. The following year, she landed a leading role in Goodbye Columbus, 1969, a romantic drama based on Philip Roth's novella. Her portrayal of the privileged yet vulnerable Brenda Potemkin earned her critical acclaim, and she won the Golden Globe Award for Most Promising Newcomer. Audiences and critics alike were drawn to her combination of sophistication and innocence. Hollywood had found its next big star. MacGraw's true breakthrough came in 1970 when she starred opposite Ryan O'Neal in Love Story, one of the most beloved romantic dramas of all time. The film, based on Eric Segal's novel, followed the tragic love story of Jenny Cavallari and Oliver Barrett IV. MacGraw's heartfelt performance as Jenny, a working-class music student who falls in love with a wealthy Harvard heir, captivated audiences worldwide. The film was a box office sensation, earning over $100 million, a staggering sum at the time, and securing 7 Academy Award nominations, including Best Actress for MacGraw. Though she didn't win the Oscar, she took home her second Golden Globe for Best Actress in a drama. Her signature line, "Love means never having to say you're sorry," became one of the most quoted lines in film history. Almost overnight, MacGraw became a cultural icon, admired for both her talent and her effortless natural beauty, which set a new standard in Hollywood. During the filming of Goodbye Columbus, MacGraw had met Robert Evans, a powerful Paramount Pictures executive. They married in 1969, and Evans played a crucial role in shaping her career. Under his influence, she became one of the most sought-after actresses of the early 1970s. Following Love Story, MacGraw starred in The Getaway, 1972, a gritty crime thriller directed by Sam Peckinpah. Her co-star was Steve McQueen, Hollywood's ultimate king of cool, and their on-screen chemistry was undeniable. Behind the scenes, their passionate romance led to the end of her marriage to Evans. Though she initially disliked the script, Evans convinced her to take the role. The Getaway was a commercial success, further cementing MacGraw's status as an A-list actress. However, it also marked a turning point in her life. At the height of her fame, Ali MacGraw's personal life was just as dramatic as the movies she starred in. While she was adored by audiences and celebrated as one of the most beautiful and talented actresses of her generation, behind the scenes, she endured tumultuous relationships, personal sacrifices, and devastating losses that shaped the course of her life. Though MacGraw was known for her grace, elegance, and seemingly effortless charm, she was also a woman who loved deeply, often at great personal cost. Her story was not just one of Hollywood's success, but of passion, heartbreak, and the struggle to find her own identity beyond the men who shaped her life. Ali MacGraw's first major relationship in Hollywood was with Robert Evans, the influential Paramount Pictures executive who played a pivotal role in launching her career. The two met during the filming of Goodbye Columbus and quickly fell in love. Evans was not just a powerful producer, he was also a man deeply captivated by MacGraw's unique presence, her effortless beauty, and her refreshing authenticity in an industry often built on artificiality. Their whirlwind romance led to marriage in 1969, and for a while, they were considered one of Hollywood's most glamorous couples. Evans, who had already cemented his legacy by producing legendary films like The Godfather and Chinatown, was instrumental in guiding MacGraw's rise to stardom. He saw her as the next great Hollywood leading lady and used his industry connections to help her land major roles. It was during this time that she became a household name, thanks to her unforgettable performance in Love Story, 1970, which earned her a Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination. Together, MacGraw and Evans appeared to be the perfect Hollywood power couple, balancing love, career, and family. They welcomed a son, Josh Evans, who would later follow in their footsteps to become a filmmaker and actor. But despite their picture-perfect public image, cracks had begun to form beneath the surface. MacGraw's meteoric rise to fame put immense pressure on their marriage. While Evans was proud of her success, he also had his own demanding career, and the two often found themselves caught up in the relentless pace of Hollywood life. As MacGraw's star continued to rise, their marriage began to strain under the weight of competing ambitions, long periods apart, and the temptations that came with celebrity life. Then came the turning point, 1972, and the film that changed everything, The Getaway. MacGraw was cast opposite Steve McQueen, one of the biggest stars in the industry, a Hollywood rebel with a dangerous charm and an undeniable magnetism. From the moment they met, the attraction between them was instant and electric. On screen, their chemistry was undeniable, and off screen, it was even more intense. The affair between MacGraw and McQueen ignited quickly and burned fiercely, leading to the collapse of her marriage to Evans. In 1973, she married McQueen in a low-key ceremony in Cheyenne, Wyoming, leaving behind not only her husband, but also the career momentum she had built. While their love was passionate, their marriage was anything but stable. McQueen was notoriously possessive and jealous, and he demanded complete devotion from MacGraw. At his insistence, she gave up acting entirely, walking away from a thriving career at its peak. She had gone from being one of the most sought-after actresses in Hollywood to being defined solely as Steve McQueen's wife. For 5 years, she played the role of the devoted stay-at-home wife, but the cost was immense. McQueen, despite demanding her loyalty, was frequently unfaithful, engaging in multiple affairs and indulging in substance abuse. His controlling nature left her feeling isolated and trapped, unable to reclaim the independence she had once fought so hard to achieve. The dynamic of their relationship, once fueled by passion, soon became a cycle of control, resentment, and emotional turmoil. MacGraw, who had once captivated audiences with her intelligence, wit, and natural beauty, now found herself shrinking under McQueen's dominance. She had lost not only her career but also her sense of self. As the years passed, she realized she could no longer live this way. She longed to return to acting, to regain her identity outside of her husband's shadow. But when she expressed her desire to restart her career, McQueen refused to support her. The final blow came when she decided to take a role in Convoy, 1978, an action film alongside Chris Christopherson. This decision marked the end of their marriage. Their divorce was bitter, filled with anger and unresolved pain. Though they had once shared an all-consuming love, it had ultimately destroyed them both. 2 years later, in 1980, McQueen was diagnosed with cancer. Despite everything they had been through, MacGraw still cared for him deeply and hoped to make peace before his passing. But McQueen, who had spent much of his life pushing people away, refused to see her before he died. His death left MacGraw with a profound sense of unfinished closure. She had sacrificed so much for him, her career, her independence, even her happiness, and yet in the end, he denied her the chance to say goodbye. Just as she was trying to rebuild her life, tragedy struck again. In the early 1990s, a wildfire tore through Malibu, completely destroying her home. Every possession, every keepsake from her past, photographs, letters, memories, was gone in an instant. It was as if everything she had built, everything she had clung to, had been erased overnight. The loss of her home sent her into a deep depression, reopening old wounds that had never fully healed. Years of sacrificing for love, enduring heartbreak, and suppressing her own needs had taken a toll on her mental and emotional well-being. In the aftermath, she turned to alcohol as a coping mechanism, spiraling into substance abuse and self-destruction. Recognizing that she needed help, MacGraw made the courageous decision to check into the Betty Ford Clinic, a renowned rehabilitation center for addiction recovery. There, she confronted her demons head-on, facing the pain, trauma, and emotional wounds she had long tried to ignore. The experience was transformative, giving her the clarity she had desperately needed. In 1991, she poured her journey into a memoir, Moving Pictures. Unlike the glossy, romanticized tell-alls of many Hollywood stars, MacGraw's book was unflinchingly honest. She wrote about her struggles with alcoholism, her painful dependence on men, and her journey towards self-reinvention. She exposed the truth behind the glamorous facade, revealing the hidden pain that had shaped her life. Ali MacGraw's life beyond Hollywood was a journey of self-discovery, healing, and reinvention. After years of personal struggles and sacrifices for love, she decided to step away from the pressures of the entertainment industry and find a new purpose. Though she briefly returned to acting, starring in the acclaimed miniseries The Winds of War in 1983, and later joining the cast of Dynasty in 1985, the momentum of her once thriving film career had been lost. Hollywood had moved on, and she no longer sought the same kind of stardom. Instead, she embraced personal growth, business ventures, and advocacy, decisions that would define the second half of her life. One of the most unexpected yet impactful aspects of her post-Hollywood life was her contribution to popularizing yoga. In 1994, she released a fitness video, Ali MacGraw, Yoga, Mind and Body, featuring renowned yoga instructor Eric Schiffman. At the time, yoga had not yet gained mainstream popularity in the U.S., but MacGraw's calm presence, natural elegance, and openness about her own transformation helped introduce it to a broader audience. The video became a bestseller and remains one of the most successful yoga instructional tapes ever produced. Through yoga, MacGraw found spiritual peace and emotional balance, something she had been searching for throughout her life. Beyond wellness, she turned to fashion as a way to uplift others. Always known for her effortless bohemian style, she used her passion for design to create something meaningful. She launched Ali for Ibu, a socially conscious clothing line that collaborates with female artisans from 34 different countries. The brand's mission is to help women achieve financial independence by preserving traditional craftsmanship. In Indonesian, Ibu means a woman of respect, a name that reflects MacGraw's dedication to empowering women across the world. Her love for animals also led her to advocacy work with PETA. She became a passionate spokesperson for animal rights, using her voice to raise awareness about responsible pet ownership and the importance of including pets in emergency evacuation plans. She appeared in a public service announcement urging pet owners to prepare for disasters and received the Humane Education Award from Animal Protection of New Mexico for her efforts. After experiencing the loss of her Malibu home in a devastating wildfire, MacGraw decided to leave Hollywood behind and settle in Santa Fe, New Mexico. There, she embraced a quieter, more grounded lifestyle, dedicating herself to community work, meditation, and environmental activism. She once reflected on this transition, saying, "Fame is simply not real, and it doesn't last. What matters is how you live your life when the cameras are off." As Ali MacGraw entered the later years of her life, she became increasingly introspective, looking back on the choices she had made, the sacrifices she had endured, and the many transformations that had defined her journey. She had been Hollywood's golden girl, a woman whose presence on screen exuded effortless elegance and vulnerability. Yet beneath the surface, she had fought countless personal battles. Fame had come swiftly, but so had heartbreak, loss, and reinvention. Now, in the later stages of her life, she found herself far removed from the glitz and chaos of Hollywood, embracing solitude, reflection, and a quieter way of living. In 1991, she took the bold step of sharing her story in her memoir, Moving Pictures, a deeply personal and unfiltered account of her struggles with fame, addiction, self-worth, and emotional dependence on men. The book was not the typical glamorous Hollywood tell-all. Instead, it was raw and deeply introspective. In its pages, she detailed the overwhelming pressure of being a beauty icon, the tumultuous relationships that defined much of her adult life, and her battle with alcoholism, a reality she had long kept hidden. Writing the memoir was more than just a career move. It was a form of therapy, a way of reclaiming her own narrative after years of being defined by others. Through her openness, she inspired countless readers, especially women, who saw reflections of their own struggles in her journey. Moving Pictures was a testament to her resilience and willingness to confront the past, no matter how painful. Despite her decision to step away from Hollywood, she never completely severed ties with the people who had been part of her life. One of the most meaningful reconnections came with Ryan O'Neal, her love story co-star and longtime friend. The two had shared an undeniable chemistry on screen, and over the years their bond had remained strong. In 2016, they embarked on a stage tour of the play Love Letters, a poignant production about two people who remain connected through handwritten letters over the course of their lives. The play mirrored their real-life history in many ways, a relationship built on deep affection, enduring connection, and nostalgia for a time when they were both at the height of their fame. For audiences, seeing them together again was a reminder of the magic they had once created. For MacGraw, it was a return to storytelling, but this time on her own terms, free from the pressures and expectations of the film industry. Her relationship with Robert Evans, the man who had once played a pivotal role in shaping her career, also remained a part of her life. Though their marriage had ended in heartbreak, time had softened the wounds, and they found a way to maintain mutual respect and friendship. When Evans was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, MacGraw was right there by his side, celebrating his achievements. She understood, perhaps more than anyone, the highs and lows he had experienced throughout his own tumultuous career. In that moment, the past no longer mattered, only the acknowledgement of what they had once shared and the appreciation for the journeys that had led them both to that point. Now in her 80s, MacGraw has fully embraced a life of simplicity and solitude. She lives in Santa Fe, New Mexico, far from the flashing cameras and bustling city streets that had once defined her world. After losing her Malibu home in a wildfire, she decided to rebuild her life in a place where she could connect with nature, meditate, and focus on inner peace. The town became a refuge, a place where she could finally be free from the expectations of others and simply exist on her own terms. While she remains admired and respected, she has gradually faded from public life, choosing instead to focus on her health, her well-being, and the quiet pleasures of everyday existence. The woman who had once been Hollywood's ultimate style icon, who had graced the covers of countless magazines, and who had captivated audiences with her luminous presence, now moves through life at a slower pace, far removed from the dazzling world of stardom. Her health has inevitably declined with age, and though she has maintained a commitment to yoga, meditation, and wellness, time has taken its toll. She no longer makes public appearances, and sightings of her have become rare. But even as her body grows frailer, her spirit remains strong. She has found something that many of her Hollywood contemporaries never did, a sense of contentment that doesn't rely on validation, fame, or beauty. Yet even in this final chapter, her legacy remains firmly intact. Ali MacGraw is not just remembered for her role in Love Story or for her striking beauty. She is remembered for her resilience, her ability to adapt and reinvent herself, and her unwavering pursuit of meaning beyond the superficial world of celebrity. She was a woman who loved deeply, who suffered immensely, but who never allowed herself to be entirely broken. Her life stands as a testament to transformation. The idea that true fulfillment is not found in the fleeting glow of stardom, but in the journey of self-discovery, healing, and authenticity.